EA Sports, and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Pittsburgh Invitational. It is one of the most difficult golf courses in the United States. Oakmont Country Club outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, who was a part of that dramatic U.S. Open in 1994 at Oakmont, ultimately won by Ernie Els. Frank, when you think of Oakmont, what comes to mind?
The difficulty of the golf course, Rich. I know a lot's changed over the last 20 or so years. A lot of the trees have been removed. But really, that wasn't the story of Oakmont. It's the slick greens, how firm and fast they can be. The members there, for example, they marvel at the fact that people think they're fast. They say, we putt on these greens every single day, and they're certainly no slower. But it's the bunkering as well. There's 210 bunkers here. They're all in play. And it just has that history. When you step on Oakmont, you just know you are walking on not one of the great courses in North America, but one of the great courses in golf. That is burning through the atmosphere. Look at that thing. It's got a tail on it.
Now, that's like a rocket ship. That one was launched by NASA. That is a fantastic long shot.
There's no way he could hit that without a tail breeze. Surely that breeze had to help there.
Good looking shot right here. Birdie try up next. Par yesterday. Now for birdie. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, you keep things steady. Yet another demanding hole here at Oakmont. The par 3 16th, 231-yard par 3. Frank calls for a well-struck long iron.
It certainly does. It's going to favor something that's hit a little higher and a little softer. If you could just mentally cut this green in half and just sort of look at the left half of this green, that's really the best way to play this hole. And the reason why is the general contours all move to the right. That ball can still funnel down to the right side of the green.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Sit down. Get down.
Oh, this is going. It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Frank, you always talk about it. Don't compound the mistakes. Well, here we are, another shot from the rough.
And this one, no easier than the one he's just hit.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. This one measures out to 24 feet. That may have been a bit too much to ask for there, that distance putt, Frank.
Yeah, it's fine to be greedy before you hit the putt, but after you've hit it, 2 from that distance is fine.
Frank, how do you explain what we saw here?
It's a mess. It's probably the easiest way to put it. In this case of anything that could go wrong, not just probably, it did.
Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker.
And an awkward little bunker shot. Just splash it out, let the ball run towards the flag.
Either misjudged the win or simply just pulled the wrong club, Frank.
Going to take some skill now.
He'll need to be strong with this. No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Great finishing hole here at Oakmont, Frank, the 18th.
I remember back in 1994, this was the last hole in a US Open ever played by Arnold Palmer. He couldn't pick a better finishing hole to win a championship or say farewell.
Good contact, good result. Strong wind here early in the round. He has just hammered this drive here at the 18th, and now he is in a really good position to make a birdie here on the final hole. Good swing, good shot yet again. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Made par yesterday, this one for birdie.
Which has been a very good workmanlike performance. Yet another birdie.
Into the top 15 on the leaderboard. So 2 rounds in the books. Frank, that was fun.
It certainly was. It bodes well for the weekend. Saw a lot of good players that seem to actually have a good fit for this golf course. That bodes well for the next 36 holes.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Pittsburgh Invitational. How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
Well, he's going for back-to-back birdies here, trying to jumpstart this round.
Some momentum moving in the right direction.
And with the birdie, moves into the top 10 on the leaderboard.
And moves into some very good company.
If you're just tuning in, it has been a good one. Let's get you caught up as we go down to hole number 14. It has been a mediocre third round, I would say, Frank. The featured golfer really hasn't been able to get a whole lot going.
I was hopeful that they'd put themselves in contention come Sunday, but instead it's going to be trying to put up a professional performance, maybe a good round tomorrow. Outside chance of finishing in the top 10.
That is going just a tad to the left, it appears.
Hopefully there's enough green that left side.
Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th.
Even par currently.
With that birdie, moves one shot closer to the lead. All teed up at the 15th. It's a par 4 of 499 yards. Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. Well, the drama's starting to build here. 15th hole, the approach shot, Frank. This is a time to be buttoned up and dialed in.
That's for sure. And this second shot would be so much easier if they had just removed one little bunker. And that's that one short to land that second shot. Because that bunker's there, you've just got to somehow avoid it by a yard or two, whether it's over it or to the right of it.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Oh, that was nasty.
That's an outrage right there. I mean, if there's a high commission of golfdom, we need to consult them right now because it's just simply not fair, Frank. It's not.
I think the people above are frowning and the people below.
On to 16 now, a 231-yard par 3. This is a good-looking shot. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Made a good run at birdie. He'll have to focus now. Try to walk away with the par. This is a 9-footer. Well, that's just a poor putt, Frank, and now let's hope he doesn't make Michael Bublé.
He's hardly going to be singing after that one.
Tough break. This for double bogey. Take no pleasure in saying it, but it's a fact. It's a double bogey. 17th hole at Oakmont, par 4. Only 313 yards, and yet, Frank, it was so pivotal at the last U.S. Open played here in 2007.
It was pivotal for a lot of different reasons. Strategy being one. Some elected to go down the right side with just a net iron. Others went directly at the green, did not get the ball up and down. Furyk and Tiger Woods come to mind in that situation. You can see the green's just perched up there. If you do lay it up, you don't quite get a full look at this green because you have to lay it up down that right side.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Frank had hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he was thinking on that.
Okie dokie. Better tournament now.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs. It's the opening round of the Northeast Invitational.
There's something about a well-hit shot.
Frank, that's as good as I have seen all day long.
I think we're going to blame that on the weather. That weather, the wind had to help that ball give it another 20, 30 yards.
This won't hurt him, Frank.
Just a little left of the flag. That's fine.
That's good stuff right there. Wonderful approach, and now a really good look at birdie. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Moves into the top 25 with that birdie. Resuming the action, and let's go out to hole number 11. Nothing noteworthy here in the first round, Frank, but still plenty of golf to be played.
That's right, Rich. A little bit of a dry spell, but really not a lot of damage done.
No fairway here, this one in that rough. Frank, out of the rough, best to swing a little bit easier or get after it with all you have.
Well, a little bit in between. Obviously, it's going to require a little bit of strength to make sure that club keeps going through, but it's still the planning of the shot. Once again, check short. Is there anything I have to carry? And even remember, there's always the option of just simply pitching the ball down the fairway and taking your medicine.
Eagle.
On the way. Don't know if it's good enough for a win, but that is good enough to make the highlights of the night. An eagle, Frank, and some movement on the leaderboard.
We'll feed the wife and kids.
Moving on to the 12th hole now. Par 4, 439 yards. And yet again, he has hit it off the tee and into the bunker. All right, Frank, second shot.
Yeah, it looks like a good lie. Just take maybe half a club more than the distance allows. Still got to check the wind. Don't have to fly the ball all the way to the flag from here.
Oh, it looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Long putt here. This will require a good touch.
Lucky break. What the fuck? Are you supposed to do that?
Pretty good stroke right there, just to hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Knocks that putt in for par to stay at 3 under. Now to the 13th hole, and Frank, this could make you quake in your soft spikes. 702 yards, par 5. It might should be a par.
He's going for a little extra.
Wow, what impact. Absolutely crushed it.
Smoked that one.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Getting set for this next shot from the rough. What does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
And it makes the green in regulation.
Locked in on the read and the speed. You can see why this player has been compared to a young Rory McIlroy, featured golfer making birdie and now sitting comfortably inside that cut line.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie.
Second shot.
Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Just a couple of feet. Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. The round continues at Lighthouse Point, and Frank, the 15th hole is a par 4, only 387 yards. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for 11.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. That was a nice birdie, and no doubt he's feeling pretty good about his position on this leaderboard.
Series of good holes in a row has got him to this point.
Well, Frank, round one in the books. Look who's on top of the leaderboard.
And that's with some strong play today. They don't really need to look back. Strong play heading into the second round tomorrow.
Mark still can't get any more points.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live second round coverage of the Northeast Invitational.
This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle. Oh, this is right at it.
Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. Birdie try again here today. Oh my gosh, that hurts.
Now, putt for par.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
And that par certainly won't hurt the course.
Still some time. Standing over the ball here at the par 5 11th. Good contact, good result. That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle. All right, the winds are starting to pick up. Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. What's the right way to approach it?
Well, you've really got to find out, first of all, the direction of the wind, and you have to be certain of it right now. And plus, if there's a gust, that's something you can't, you've got no control over.
and it is not looking like a good lie. This requires a lot of speed through the ball.
Just some shot on there. Easy birdie. Even par currently. Yet another birdie and yet another tie at the top of the leaderboard.
Back here now at the 12th hole, par 4, 439 yards, Frank, to the center of this green off the black tees.
And if the breeze blows left or right, this hole plays very hard. One of the reasons why, just through the fairways littered with bunkers. So not only do you have to pick the right line, but somehow you've got to get that ball the right distance as that hole bends completely to the left. Rather interesting shaped green here at 12.
This is a stiff test, no doubt.
Rich, not only is that a good drive, that is a perfect lie. Look at the way in which that ball is sitting up.
That's the kind of lie that puts you in a really good mood. This has really been a challenge all day long with these winds coming from different directions, changing speeds. It's gone from 15 upwards to 25 miles per hour. Really a test for the players. Well, he's going for back-to-back birdies here, trying to jumpstart this round.
Some momentum moving in the right direction.
Whoa.
Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go.
So, hanging in down the stretch with a par. Well, well, well. What do we have here, partner? The par 5 13th, or is it a par 8? I can't tell.
It looks like a misprint, Rich. 702 yards. And not only that, too, they put the two fairway bunkers in a perfect place. Perfect place if they want to annoy your tee shot. It's going to take 310, 320 yards just to get past that. Then you've got a long, long way to go. And, of course, remember when you're on 10? This is the shared green. So 13 and 10, and this is where they meet up again. At the end of a long, long walk.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in place. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Ooh, what a shot right there. Beautifully done. So all the scores have been posted for round number 2. And look who is on top of the leaderboard, Frank.
Yeah, with two very solid rounds of golf. Key right now, just stay out of your own way and keep it up. The pressure will start to build. We know that as you get closer to the end of this tournament.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs. It's third round coverage of the Northeast Invitational. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Birdie putt coming up. A par on this hole yesterday. A real threat now. Another birdie. 9 under for the tournament. Par 4 7th, only 370 yards. Frank, decision to be made off that tee.
It is. I walked this hole, Rich, to the narrowest point of the fairway. It's 278 yards. And if you want to carry that left side, you're going to have to be strong, 300 yards. So really, I don't know if driver's the play. Even 3 was too much. You might have to throttle back even further. So the hole might be short. You just might get a little bit of a longer second shot than what the scorecard would normally allow you.
Trying to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Had every chance of going in.
These putts keep the round together. Par here's fine, isn't it, Frank? Another par 3. We're at the 8th. It is only 165 yards.
And this is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough. Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. That's how the best in the world play it, Frank.
Well, I'd say a little lucky that it went in, but it was always going to be close.
Now to the par 5 ninth. Frank, what are we looking
to? 300 yards is where that fairway starts to bend more to the left. So you do the maths, it's going to give you roughly 250 yards to the middle sort of front left of that green. That's the easy way to play the hole. Make a mistake off the tee and you might find out this is a more difficult three-shotter than what you were anticipating.
Frank, more and more players coming into the sport of golf now are bigger. They look like two guards in the NBA. They're 6'4", 6'5", long arms, and they have the ability to really move the golf ball a long ways.
Yeah, that effortless power too. You know, they hit the ball so high and it just carries so fast. So when you get them on a par 5, it's, well, really, you might as well change the number. It's not a par 5 for them. It can be a drive and a short iron sometimes.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Headed for home and in. What a tremendous putt. Frank, in golf, there's nothing quite like the final round of a hotly contested championship, and this one could be a doozy.
And there's nothing quite like that leaderboard I'm looking at right now. We are going to have some amazing golf. This one is going to have to be won.
Final round.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Northeast Invitational.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. We just saw a player in total control of what he's doing. Didn't miss a green in regulation all day long. This one just requires a little bit of focus.
A little bit.
Close. Couldn't ask for much more on that putt. Not a gimme, but well within his range. And he makes it for par. And another fun hole here at Lighthouse Point. It's the last par 3 on the back nine as we begin this closing stretch. 241 yards downhill. Par 3 16.
I like this hybrid. I'm gonna go 4-iron instead.
This is a good-looking shot.
It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Love it with a nice splash out of the bunker. It lands softly and just runs out right next to the hole. Beautiful shot. Boy, that hurts right there, Frank.
Yeah, he's got to knuckle down now, though, because, you know, we've seen it before, Rich. 2 putts turn into 3, 4. So, make sure you can limit the damage here.
Bad news is, Frank, that's a bogey, but the good news, still has the lead.
Can't afford another, though.
Well, Frank, I love this par 5 17th. Not only is it fun to play, but if you head over to Juniata Crossway Bridge ahead, you can find Brent's Lobster Shack, which is one of the best lobster rolls I have ever had. You know, they specialize in that up here in Maine. But what a hole. Outstanding tee shot.
Yeah, ball sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here.
I gotta go driver.
Oh, this could be good. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt the eagle coming up.
No.
Looks like he just misread that. From about 8 feet. Frank, we have said it over and over. Another birdie. We've made it at last to the 18th, partner. What a finishing hole.
It is. It's a tee shot you have to respect. That fairway, he's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there. Excellent drive right there, Frank.
Circa 310.
Second shot. Good look at the green.
This looks like it's heading for the bunker.
He just missed the bunker to win the Northeast Invitational. That finds the bottom of the cup. We'll call that a birdie.
Rich, it came down to just a shot or two here or there, but we were treated some amazing golf this week.
Just one player standing. That was earned, well-deserved, beautifully played.
Huh.